Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of TCG Talk, back today with another video, and today we are doing another How to Ninja video. Today's How to Ninja video is going to be on blues to run in the Ninja class. This is honestly one of the harder videos for me to kind of format because there's three heroes, two of them are Blitz, one of them CC, there's specializations and stuff like that, so I'm going to try to simplify it for you as good as I can. For anybody who is not aware of what the series is, maybe you're new to the channel or just new to the series, I'm doing a how to ninja guide, basically trying to give people, tips and tricks for the ninja class. So if you're coming new into the game or maybe you're new into the class, you can, get a good baseline for how these heroes play and how the class plays from these videos. So hopefully they help you out. So today's video is about blues, and I have 17 total blues here, right? Really 16 because Snatch isn't in here, but I'll talk about it. Don't worry. Um, Before we kind of get into the blues and like what different blues different heroes do and stuff like that, I have three basic rules for ninja, and if you take anything away from this video, take this away. The first rule for ninja is zero cost blues. You always want zero cost blues. Don't ever run non-zero cost blues. There's just no reason not to, especially with Katsu and Ira, or especially if you're just running harmonized Kadachis. If you're running Kadachis, your blues should always be zero cost. I see a lot of new players like trying to sneak in leg taps and sneak in blue leg taps or blue whatever, maybe a blue like Torrent Tempo or something to try to do more damage because they think it's good. It doesn't outweigh the benefit that you get from giving your swords or your Kadachis go again, right? Your daggers, because if you don't do that, it really hurts your ability to do resource management. So you really need as many zero cost blues as possible. Just don't ever run non-zero cost blues. The second thing is you need to decide what type of blues you're running, and that is based off of if you're aggro or if you're mid range. Control Ninja is kind of gone to the wayside now, and even mid range is a little bit dicey. But if you want to play mid range because you like that style, totally okay. It just depends on what you want. Basically, if you're running more of a mid range style, your blues probably should be more 3-block blues, like combo cards, such as Soul Beat Strike's the only non combo that is not a 3-block, and then 100 Wins is a 2-block. But other than that, most of the combo cards like Whelming Gust Wave, Fluster Fist, Rise and Knee Thrust, those are your 3-block blues. If you're an aggro deck, you might want to run more 2-block blues, but they do more for your aggro strategy, like a Head Jab. So even Soul Beat Strike is a good one. That's like one of the better utility blues. 100 Wins, Ride the Tailwind, cards like that, Lunging Press. And we'll get more into that in a minute. But really, if you're doing mid range, look at 3-block blues. If you're doing aggro, look at 2-block blues. That's just my opinion. You can run 3 blocks in both, just like you can run 2 blocks in both, and I'll kind of get more into that. And the last thing that you need to take away from this video, if you take away anything, is the amount of blues that you run. I would say the minimum amount of blues you should be running as a Katsu player are 13. I wouldn't go lower than that. Even if you're running a super red line list, you want to have at least 13. I personally would not go over 18. If you're an aggro based Katsu deck, the most you should be running is 15, 16 blues. I run 16, and I even think that's pushing it, and I've thought about cutting one from time to time. Really, it's 13 to 15 blues as an aggro deck, and if you're a mid range deck, then it's 15 to 18 is typically the number. So just take that for what it's worth. So we'll get right into the blues, and I'm going to try to divvy this up into different packages of blues, right? Just let me do this really quick for you all. If you'll give me 2 seconds, I apologize. So what I'm doing here is I'm sectioning these blues off into like aggro blues, mid-range blues, and then kind of like do it all / different blues, right? Some of these are sleeve because they were actually in my Katsu deck. So the first one the first bucket is aggro blues. So aggro blues basically are you wanting to like enhance your aggro strategy, right? So like a common aggro blue you used to see back in the day, it's a little bit fell to the wayside, but I still think it's really good, is Captain's Call blue. What this allows you to do is basically any of your zero cost cards, which with Katsu is a lot of them, that you play can either get +2 or go again. You can pick. This lets you, play your Soul Beat Strike for 6. This lets you play your 100 Wins for 5, right? This lets you play, maybe a combo card that doesn't have go again, like a Whelming Gust Wave or a Rise and Knee Thrust. It gives it go again. So if it hits, you don't have to snap it in order to go get your McGinty or go get your Blackout Kick. Really good for that. So it's a really good utility blue. The next one is Lunging Press. Lunging Press, I run 2 of them in my deck. It's really good. people are expecting Razor Reflexes in ninjas, right? I say Katsu a lot because I just play a lot of Katsu, but in ninjas, they expect a lot of Razor Reflex. They expect Ancestral Empowerment, right? What they don't expect is Lunging Press. And Lunging Press is a good way to throw your opponent off guards and attack reaction. I've won so many games off of that card. The next one is Head Jab. Head Jab's just good because if you're running the open center of the line, obviously it's really good. But this is good to lead off sometimes if you don't have the best hand in the world and you want to go search for something. Unless you're playing Guardian or maybe Prism has a shield up, most heroes, no one wants to block a 1 power head jab. So it's really good in order to like start your turn, go get something, maybe trigger for something. If you're playing Benji, it's really good because it allows you to pop mask maybe because no one wants to block a 1 power attack if they even can block it. Same thing with Ira. So it's really good. When it comes to, and then I'll talk about that in a second. And then the next one is 100 wins. Same thing as head jab. No one really wants to block it. It's a 1 power attack. It's a good way to start your combo. Go tutor to get something, and then continue out your turn. And it has combo, so it combos off another 100 wins. So if you play this and then go get a red 100 wins, that 100 wins, red 100 wins will come in for 4. So it's really good for that. And then finally, Ride the Tailwind. This is more of a Benji card, but it can be used in Ira or Katsu for certain cards. But this card basically, if it hits, it gives the next attack that you have with 2 or base less on the chain go again. So if you went and got Assault the Wound, or maybe you have a Rushing in hand, you pop Breeze after this, and then play Rushing, then go get Break Tide, pop Breeze, play Rushing, and play Break Tide. Really good for that. Certain things that you can do with the deck that's really good. But this is where it gets a little complicated. Is like certain blues are ran on certain heroes. So for Katsu, he can run any of these. He's not going to really run Ride the Tailwind that much, right? So for Katsu, you're probably looking at these 4 for your aggro based blues, right? For Ira, she's probably not going to run any of these. The only one I would run in Ira out of these blues is Lunging Press because you can kind of put people on the back foot. But Ira, even at aggro, really still wants 3 block blues. It's just her play style, so she can have that ability to block if she needs to. So for Ira, really the only one she's going to run out of these is Lunging Press. And then for Benji, he can run really any of these. He can run any of these is the short answer. However, he's going to do best running these 3. Ride the Tailwind, Head Jab, and 100 Wins. So Benji is these 3. Ira is really just Lunging Press out of this group. And Katsu is anything but really Ride the Tailwind. So hopefully that makes sense. You can go back and pause and see what I said for each one. But these are your aggro-based blues, right? These are what's going to be used in an aggro strategy. And something to just keep in mind. Then we get into your mid-range, or just kind of like what you would basically call them 3 block blues. So you have Lord of Wind, which is an exception. It's a Katsu specialization. Only can be used with Katsu. This is going to be an aggro-based 1-2. So this is kind of like a do-it-all blue. So actually, I'll put this over here. I'm sorry. Winds of Eternity is more of a mid-rangey, but also can be used in aggro as well. It's a 3-block blue. You're going to put it in with 100 Winds, right? Because it combos off 100 Winds, but it also is a 2-power 3-block blue. Really good. Find Center is another one. If you can get the combo off with it, great. But if not, it's a 3-block 2-power blue. Rushing River is another 3-block. Crane Dance, Rising Knee Thrust, Fluster Fist, Whelming Gust Wave, and then we'll put Soul Beat over here. So with these 7 cards, these are the 7 cards that are kind of like your mid-rangey to 3-block blues. So if you want a little bit more block value in your blues, or you want to be able to combo certain things better, these are the 7 to run. When it comes to Katsu, he can run any of these. Like all 7 of these are viable. Same thing with Ira. All 7 of these are viable. Benji, on the other hand, you can run any of these. But personally with Benji, I probably wouldn't run Rising Knee Thrust, and I probably wouldn't run Fluster Fist. Probably wouldn't run Whelming Gust Wave. You're looking to run probably these 4. Crane Dance, Russian River, Find Center, and Winds of Eternity. Those are what I would run personally. But yeah, Ira and Katsu can really run any of these. And then you kind of have what I call do-it-all blues. So you have it's just for Katsu, but Lord of Wind is kind of in the middle. It's going to be used in both strategies no matter what, because it's going with the Surging line, which is a win condition for Katsu. And then Soul Beat Strike. I always tell people Soul Beat Strike is most underrated, but also one of the best blues in Ninja. It can be used by all 3 heroes because if you attack with it, it attacks for 2. If it hits, it gains go again. So you can use it in an aggro strategy. If you have no other choice and you have to play this, you're going to force your opponent to block a 2-power attack with a card which they probably don't want to do, or force out a piece of equipment. But it also blocks for 3, which is really nice. So those are kind of like your do-it-all blues. And then you kind of have like your obscure blues. So these are the blues that I would run. like in any ninja, like not any ninja, but these are the ninja blues. These are the primary ninja blues. Some of the other ninja blues you're going to see are Flick Flack. Flick Flack's not as used anymore. It's mainly just used in Ira and Benji. It allows, yeah, a card with combo next to get +2 defense. The only crappy thing about this card is you block for 2, and then your next combo card's probably going to block for 5. So you're blocking for 7 with 2 cards, which is nice, but like it's not a lot of added value anymore. This card was a lot better when the game was a lot slower, personally. And then you have, let me move this up here. And then you have even bigger than that. Again, people are running this a lot in Katsu, a little bit in Ira, not as much in Benji, but you can really run any ninja if you wanted the card itself. But the blue version I don't like because you're basically top decking. Like it allows you to opt. So at red you can opt 3, at yellow you can opt 2, and at blue you only opt 1. So if you don't draw the right card or show the right card, it's not going to go well, right? So I don't like it. It's too much of a risk. I personally wouldn't run this blue ever, and it doesn't block. I don't like blues that don't block. That's just how this game goes. Same with Wax On. So while Wax On is the Fana card was cost 0, it gains +2. So the best this is going to defend for is 3. But really, I mean, unless you're playing a Briar or a Chain, which I guess in this meta might be more useful, but instead of using this, just use another defense reaction. That's the best way I look at it. So I would ignore these 2 blues. The only blue I don't have in here that I mentioned earlier is Snatch. Snatch is really only used in Benji right now, and I still would err on the side of caution to using it because Benji has so many good cards. It's a lot easier for him to kind of side snatch out. But yeah, these are the base blues. Again, aggro base blues, kind of like your, you know, your mid-rangey / 3-block blues, but they're also going to be using aggro if you'd rather have 3 blocks, or your do-it-all blues. For Katsu, it's Lord of Wind, and then just in general, Soul Beach Strike's kind of a do-it-all blue. Hopefully this made sense. I didn't want to like bog y'all down with too much information. It's really, like I said, the 3 rules. You can rewind this video and go look at the 3 rules I said for Ninja Blues. That's kind of what I want y'all to take away from this video. And 0 cost blues, no more than 18, no less than 13, depending on what your strategy is. And then, what was my last thing is basically understand if you're playing an aggro strategy or a mid-range strategy, and whatever, you're based off that, you'll decide what blues you're going to run. I can go more in depth on specific heroes. I have videos in the past, if you look at my videos where I showed about this, specifically Katsu. So just go back there and you can kind of see where I'm getting at with like more in-depth discussion. But yeah, hopefully this made sense for you all. I'm really enjoying the content so far. I'll keep doing the How to Ninja series as much as I can, and I hope y'all enjoying the content. Please give me suggestions on what you'd like to see. Go to another Fleshbird creator, do the same thing for them so we get more people seeing this game. And I'll see y'all next time on TCG Talk. Thank y'all so much.